Hey everybody, there's a land auction coming in a couple days. That's January 12th, 26, so just a couple days from now as I'm making this video. 152 acres, 7 tracts. It's in northern LaRue County, and we're going to show you some stuff about these properties, do a tour on the video. Over here, right in front of their driveway, is the tract map. And so we see tract 1 is huge, 105.7 acres. It has frontage over here on a different road. I'm currently over at this spot. So tract 7 looks like it gets this driveway. Tract 6, 7 and 6 have houses. There's a lot of barns here on 7, so we'll be showing you those probably first. There's a house here that's tract 6. I think that has a driveway. Show you in just a little bit. There's tract 5, looks like it's this one. 4, 3, and 2. So we got like 5 acres, 7.7. Let's go look at the driveways. This is the well set up driveway for tract 7, I believe. Tract 7 also has access on a different road. Over here, there's a road that comes back, so you can get it on the property from that. Tract 6, this is the driveway for tract 6 right here, I believe. And so that looks like you'll probably want to put some gravel on that and cut the trees back a little bit. Or maybe this is the driveway for tract 5. I don't know, I'll try to figure that out here. If I can't figure it out during the video, I'll put it in the comments or description. Alright, back to this map. This is the road here that we're on, right there. And so there's frontage for tract 4 right here. Tract 2, tract 3. All those would make 2, 3, 4, and 5 would make great building lots if you just want a small 5, 6, 7 acre homestead and build a house on it. 6, we're going to try to go see the house on it that's right there. Then 7 has lots of barns, so that's really a cool property. Okay, we're up here a little bit in the property. This is the field that was I think 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all this big beautiful field. This is great soil. So you'll have a few trees on these properties, not very many though, because most of it is good farm ground. We did our gleaning video in here because I grew corn here. So definitely a usable property for whatever you want. This soil is absolutely great here. Definitely recommend it. Let's go look at the houses. Here's one. There's the other. Okay, here is the house at tract number 7. It's a nice brick house. I think it's 3 bedroom, 2 bath. But if you check on the website, they'll know for sure. There's a covered garage, a nice back deck, and front porch. So, I believe there's hookups here for RV parking spot right here. This is kind of the property line right here. From that, you can't even see the orange stake there, but we'll show you. So this driveway connects the land. So right here is about the corner stake. That house is on the other property. This barn, the other barn, the other barn, the other barn, and one we can't see yet, all go with tract 7. So This barn looks like it's about 50 by 50. It's got electric. This is all set up for a big cattle operation. They had quite a few cattle here until recently. There's good fences all around. There's a lot of ponds for watering your cattle. If you get this, I don't know what that is. I believe there's several wells on this property as well, but it also is county water. So I'm gonna go to show you more of the barns. Now, I don't get any commission for if you buy this property. I'm just making this because these are friends of mine who are great people, and I hope to get some views. So please hit the like button. That's all you really can do for me. Maybe subscribe if you like what my channel is about. Here's a different barn. A lot of farm equipment stored there. Here's a big barn. There's a lot of like cattle stalls. They used to have like 40 head of cattle on this parcel, so yeah, there's where the cows go over there. I would say this barn feels like it's 70 or 80 feet square, and it's a beautiful old barn. Okay, we got pasture land out here. There's a red flag there, which I don't know what that means, because maybe we're up on the 100-acre parcel. Maybe some of this pasture is for that. But I know there's most of this 15 acres is pasture. Got a nice water trough. This shed here is like where they fed the cattle. I helped them once putting hay bales into this thing. They can get like 4 hay bales in there, and then the cattle can all come and eat really well from there. But this barn system is kind of the one I'm most excited about. Talk to you about it. So it's a newer barn here. They used it for manure storage. I feel like there's probably a better use for it than that, but what do I know? Anyway, it has a water catchment system underneath it. So a huge water tank under the floor of this for storing water and watering your cattle with, or whatever you choose to do with the water. All right, let's look at the pasture land. I think those are overflow, those white pipes. That's probably where the tank is, right there, actually. So yeah, there's a lot of pasture land that goes with this. It's 15 acres, and we've only walked over like 2 of those acres. So if you go way over there, where that tall tree in the middle of the screen is, that tall tree is right on the property line. So beyond that is part of 6. But I believe most of that green field out there is going to be part of 7. And there's definitely at least 1 pond, probably a couple on this lot. Anyway, let's go look at 6. There is one more barn I'm going to show you that's on lot 7. Here's the back side of that first barn I showed you. It's designed for cattle or something in it. I I think that pond is on 7. And then 6 is further back that way. So most of this pasture land has got to be with this lot 7, the 15 acres. I think. I don't know. Because I don't know. The more I look at it, the more I see like a property corner right there where my finger's pointing at. And then it goes along the fence line to there. And then it goes along this fence line all the way over to there. And then way out there. Like, I can't quite see it from here. So now I'm saying those 2 ponds are actually on 6. Okay. Yeah, so both 6 and 7 have a lot of good pasture land. I think all the barns go with 7. And the nice big brick house is on 7. They have a concrete floor on this part of the, it's a loafing area for the cattle. So definitely a well thought out setup here. I'm on 7, walking over to the last barn. Anyway, there's this big pile of rock here, gravel. It looks like you got gravel for whatever project you might be. I think the back of that's a dirt pile. But there's a bunch of gravel here when you want to do your roads better. They are passable. And yeah. Alright, the other barn. Okay, this is a really interesting water catchment setup. I'd love to have the owner of the place explain that to me. If you watch this in the comments, I'd love to hear that. Looks like we got a water tank somewhere underneath here, but the first water comes into this water trough. There is electric at this barn, as I believe there is at every one of the barns. And they've got something running in there. Boxes. A truck. Okay, they got an extra truck here I didn't know about. But yeah, that's a nice, beautiful barn too. I would say 40 by 60. I'm not really sure. I'm sure if you look on their website, that'll tell you. But there's the back side. This is an older barn, but still very functional. Okay, here's another big pasture. I believe we're gonna find that's, well, I don't know. This is on either 7 or 1. But that big field over there, which is across on the other side of the trees, right there, that's the big field that's most of the 105 acres, tract 1. So on the other side of the trees there, that huge field is tract 1. So it's good tillable land, all of it, or most of it. There's a few little spots of trees, but you're not getting a lot of trees out of the purchase. You're getting mostly land. This pasture right in front of me here, I don't know which one it's on, so don't want to say clearly, but we'll tell you in the comments if we figure it out. This is on the back side of the barn, and I was expecting a marker here telling us that the property line changed, but it didn't say it. So if they say there's a barn on tract 1, it might be this one right here, and then the line might start right there where we have an orange marker. Okay, here's this is tract 6, the nice house on there. Anyway, trying to leave that pond and the next pond lower on 6. So you don't get any of the barns on 6, but the land goes right around the barn out to close to that barn, but there's like space for the people to use the barn, and then you got this pasture land goes with 6. So it's a nice mobile home, newer. Inside is very good, but it has this huge porch on the side that's almost as big as the mobile home, and definitely a big plus on that. I believe it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but look on the website to clarify that. It has a RV hookup on this property as well. So there's a front porch, and try not to show their license plate, but that's the tour. I believe this is the line right here, and it sure looks like this goes out as a driveway easement about 50 or 60 feet wide to the road right here. That's what it looks like from here. So the way they drew the map, they showed the main driveway is going with tract 7, and then a driveway easement, and then another easement for, I think that's 5. They come out where I showed you the almost driveway. So we'll go around and see the entrance to the lot 1 next. Okay, we are at the spot where the entrance to the 2, 3, and 4 are along the road. So there's a pin. So right here is probably 4. I think this one's 2 right here, and then there's a pin up in the trees there. And then this is gonna be 3, I think. It's right here, the 5-acre one with more road frontage. So yeah, it's a beautiful field back there. Anyway, I'm gonna go over to the other section of road and see the entrance to plot 1. This is Union Church Road, and here they actually changed the road recently, so it goes that way. But this is the old road, and it gets us onto access to the to plot 1. So right here we got the access point. It's next to a church and a cemetery, but there's cattle gates there, and we'll go look at that. Okay, here's the tract map. So we're right at this point right here now. So we'll walk in, and this is that big field I tried to show you. This is the other field, and here they're showing that that barn is part of this lot 7. So they have 1, 2, 3 road entrances there. I only saw 2, so love to have that explained to me. Maybe we'll put that in the comments. This is Dan Dunn Road. The existing house is 2012, but they also have Kendrick Drive as the house for, there's the address for lot 7, which is this road right here. Anyway, we're gonna go in here, and this field, which I'll show you in a second, is not part of it, but then we'll go past it into that field. They've got all the ponds. Those 2 ponds that I showed you that I thought were on 6 are on 6. There's a pond here and here that are on tract 1. I don't know if you get a pond with tract 7. It goes way back there, and this is a creek, which we may get to see on tract 7. Okay, this field right here by the road is not part of it, but we see way back in the back a corner marking. I don't know if my zoom will show it or not. The orange, I think that's in the center of the screen, is the corner marking way back there. So this field's not part of the property. We may see that from the other angle as we walk the land a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna climb over this gate. Looks nice and easy cleaned. You might want to cut down some more trees to get it a little wider, but definitely wouldn't want gravel unless you're doing everything with four-wheel drive. Okay. Timber. I haven't thought about timber much, but a couple of these trees might be worth something for timber. I'm not really seeing anything super valuable, but a little bit. Definitely, if you get one of these properties, you'll probably have enough. If you get this parcel, you'll have plenty of trees for firewood. Just cutting down the trees you don't want that are in your way. It's a good long walk just beside the cemetery here. Oh, some of these are black walnuts. That's a good food source if you ever need it. Okay, I guess this is a ford. The property line appears to turn right here and go that way along this fence row, and the same that way. So you get the creek is part of the property. Depending on if you only bought this parcel, you may be wanting to buy or to make a bridge here, or put some big culverts in, like a couple 5-foot culverts, or a 6 or 7 foot, and then concrete around it. I don't know. Tell me in the comments how you would get across this. That's from the high spot over by the post to here. There is some drop, so you probably start it where that stick is and just run it straight across. I'd really put like a big culvert here and then a smaller culvert here and concrete it all together and put concrete over it so you can drive on concrete across. And then if the water flows up over it, you may not be able to pass it, but you probably will, even with a little bit of water flow over it in a major storm. But I think this is a bridge that's even a little higher, might be a possibility too if you want like 100% usability. But this you'll want to put a bridge in when you get this place, if you don't get the other parcels as well. It doesn't even look like it's designed for a ford right now, because in theory you'd ford that, but I think they've just used the other access the whole time. And so it's really deep here, and then you come over here just 30 feet upstream, and it's just this narrow thing that I can probably step across. Anyway, I love creeks, so this is definitely a plus. Just might be a slight logistical issue trying to figure out how you're going to get over it. Well, alright, I don't know how to get up this creek bank while holding my phone, so I'm probably going to pause the video, get up there, and then show more of the property. Alright, I got through that now. There's some huge sycamores. Goes way up. Some of these might be valuable timber. I don't know if sycamore is valuable wood. You can tell me in the comments. Alright, this is what I was hoping to find here. We've got purple canes, and you know what that means? Black raspberries. So that's in like a conservation spot right next to the field. This was hayfield or pasture. Sounds like Canada geese over there. Tell me, I don't know, see them in the video. They're in the middle of the screen. I've been seeing a lot of black cherries. They are sometimes used for medicinal purposes, but I thought I should mention that here in this creek valley, like 50 feet on each side of the creek, there's a lot of interesting medicinal and edible plants. So if that's one of your things, here's a great place for that. I took one step and now I'm seeing honeysuckle, blackberry, and I think I see sassafras there, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that one. I'm going to jump this fence and get into that field, and we'll walk around and talk about that. Okay, this is beautiful soil again, gently sloping. A huge field. And you could use it for hay, crops, or raising cattle in, which I think they had this as cattle pasture. They were a grass-fed beef ranch here. Anyway, their main creek is down here coming up, so probably have some fun in that area. Is that another pond for watering cattle? I think so. This is obviously a man-made pond now that I'm getting close. It's not very full right now, but I think that'll be a great place to water your cattle. Honking geese. Alright, somebody's driven out here, forded this creek. This is the main creek on the property. It looks to be about 4 inches deep, and I'm in Crocs, and so I'm going to just wade through it. We talked about having a baptism here, but this sure isn't deep enough. And it's cold. It's colder than the outside air here. Okay. Please give me a like if you haven't already. If for walking through the cold water there. Okay, so this is the big field. And it goes, I don't know, well, it's most of the 100 acres, so I think they called it an 80-acre field here. I'm not, I don't want to guarantee that, but that's good. Yeah, anyway, good crop ground. You can do almost anything with this type of land. Well, let's talk about this soil. That's like perfect loam right here, and it probably gets even a little better about halfway up the hill, but definitely if you're looking for crop ground, this is the place to buy it. This is the time to buy it because it's an auction, and we don't know what it's going to go for. We'll probably put that in the comments once we see the sale done, but they were hoping for $15,000 an acre on this, so that would be about a little bit over 1.5 million for 105 acres. So I don't know, we'll see. There's something growing here. I think you got some more wild food, some blackberries I see. This, I don't know why they don't just cut down these trees and make the field bigger. Probably going to investigate that a little bit, because this looks like good land. Is it a wet spot? It's hard to know. You may find that in the comments or description. Certainly won't promise any specific information about that. There is a power line that goes through it, but with 100 acres, that's very unlikely to bother you. It's a big power line. Yeah, there's a low spot right here. That looks muddy. I don't know. Could practically get an acre more if you figured this out, but that looks like that might be a spring, a wet weather spring right there. It's not wet enough right now to flow. But it might be hard to grow crops in that. Or it might be the perfect place for you to plant a rice paddy if you think like I do. Anyway, more beautiful ground. I wish I had the money to buy this place, but I don't. Yeah. Okay, we should be back. The way I understood the property lines on that map, we should be on the back of property 7 here, because this is the creek again. There's definitely some timber in here on this creek bottom. I don't know if it's valuable logs, because the best trees I'm seeing are sycamores, and I'm not very familiar with the price people get for sycamore wood. But like that tree, it's got a lot of board feet in it. So does this cluster. So I wouldn't consider this a timber property, but you might get a little bit. Alright, I'm looking for corner markings where we would connect this property to our parcel 1 and parcel 7, but I'm not finding them. So we're just seeing beautiful creek here, or creek bottom. There's the flowing water. Well, whoever can afford this is going to have a little piece of heaven on earth. A beautiful, beautiful land. That's what I got to say about it mostly. Another huge sycamore tree there. And this field is just big, beautiful soil all the way up. There's a tiny bit of steep right at the top, but it's still very farmable. Very good soil. So, I see a corner mark. This looks like a miniature wetland, possibly, right in there. Ooh, this soil looks nice. Alright, here we got more of a sandy soil down here. So, yeah. It goes over to loam even just a few feet away. But this, right by the creek bed, there's some good sand. Okay. A bunch of corner markings. We see a right across the creek there. Let's zoom in on that. There's a corner marking. There's some up in the woods further. So I think we're going to find that the creek is approximately the property line. So the back of 7 does get some creek land too. Check the comments, check the description for any more information. But this field goes way further. I mean, I've just walked 100 acres is a lot of ground. And I'm probably going to end the video here in just a little bit. Thank you for watching. We'll try to put another interesting video on the end screen. Maybe my gleaning one where we came out to one of these cornfields and I took the boys and gleaned some corn right after the crop was done. Maybe if we get another property tour of a property that's for sale, we'll put that on the end. I don't know. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And wow, what a big field over here. We're only like halfway through it. 100 acres is a lot. And this is going to be one of the nicest properties I've watched. That house there is like right past the line. But that's still another 1,500 feet from me. So we got a huge field between me and it. So whatever crop needs you want to grow, this is the property for it.